If you want to break into any career field, 9 out of 10 times experience is required. And that can be challenging if you're fresh out of uni or you're just brand new and you want to break into this specific career field. So, what do you do? In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can land your first remote job without experience. So, let's get straight into it. Now, the first step is to identify transferable skills. This can be skills that you have gained from a past job or from school. This can be hard skills like video editing, graphics design, copywriting, or soft skills like time management, communication, problem solving. Those are skills that you need to note down. Now that you have noted down those skills, dive into the job descriptions of the jobs that you seek and figure out what are employers hiring for. Yes, I have these transferable skills here. I've noted them down, but what is noted in the job description that somebody is going to hire me for? Remember, people always hire for the hard skills. The soft skills are good. The time management, the communication, all of that is very good. And sometimes you will be considered because you have taken that into account when you're approaching an employer. However, hard skills is what people pay you for. People will pay you because you're a good video editor. People will pay you because you're a good copywriter. They will consider that 9 out of 10 times when they're hiring for a job. So look at the job description and note down what are the hard skills that are required. Do they require you to have a portfolio for your work? Do they require experience in these particular tools? Do you need a certificate of this? Note that down and then take action. And what I mean by taking action is you need to get to skilling up. Start skilling up, and that's where YouTube University comes in. Or take a course, whatever is required for you to get that remote job. And this can happen between a period of 3, 6, or 9 months, dependent on whatever time you set. So now you have transferable skills, but you need to up them. Also, for certain people with transferable skills that are hard, skills like video editing, 9 out of 10 times you may not need to start struggling to learn other things. You're very good at this particular tool. It has been noted in the job description of the job that you want to get into. What you have to do is to create a portfolio that looks like the one that employers in countries abroad that you want to work with can actually hire you for. So create a portfolio of brands, businesses that they can relate with. Your portfolio can be having Ugandan brands. For me, I'm Ugandan. Maybe my portfolio has all these Ugandan brands listed on there. No, remove all of that or create a separate portfolio for remote roles that you seek outside of your country. Create a separate portfolio for that, and then share that portfolio in that the job application process. Share it in there. Send it to employers who you want to work with and let them take a look at your portfolio and be wowed, and they can actually relate. Because when they are seeing brands that they can't relate, sometimes they may not know how good you are. But when you create for brands that they can relate with, you are somebody who will leave a mark and you can be considered for a role. This is for people who have transferable skills. They either do two things. They either work on their portfolio to match the kind of companies that they want to work with, or if they have just a certain number of skills, they upskill. That's the first step I would say for anybody who has transferable skills, either from school or a job. So maybe you're listening to me and you're like, Joy, I have zero experience. I didn't go to school. I don't have any job background. I am just starting out. I am on zero. How do I break into remote work? How do I get a remote job? Well, I got you covered. There's something I always say here on my channel, and I've spoken about this a million times on my TikTok, on my YouTube here, that you do not require a degree to get a remote job. In this day and age, that's the last thing you should be thinking about if you want to break into remote work. You are not required to have a degree. What you need is proof that you can actually get the job done. So how do you get that proof? You get that proof by skilling up. This is where YouTube University comes in to help us. YouTube is here to help us. There's so many opportunities right now for you to actually watch a YouTube video and then implement that and then get an opportunity for work for different skills. So figure out if you have done critical research. You've done critical research on the field that you want to get into. Figure out how can I learn this? But 9 out of 10 times, YouTube, different courses that people have made on the internet that you can take, certificates that you can take, certificates that will not ask you, hey, do you have a background maybe from school, a degree? Did you stop at this particular class? No. Sometimes nothing is even asked about that. You want to gain this certificate, you want to gain knowledge about this thing, boom, you sign up for this course. For people who have money, you sign up for this course, and then you were awarded a certificate and you have gained a skill. Or if you don't have the money, it's going to cost you time. Time, it's going to cost you time for you to show up every day, watch these tutorials, and then you learn that particular skill. So if you have no background whatsoever, you didn't go to school, and you want to get into this particular field, it is very, very, very possible. But it's going to require you to put in the work for you to skill up. And once you have skilled up, then you start showcasing your skills. Get on social media. So many platforms that you can consider. I would advise LinkedIn, I would advise Instagram, and if you're like me and you like TikTok, it's another way for you to showcase your skills. Get onto those skills and start posting about what you are learning. Post about the kind of work that you can do for different business owners or companies. If you're a copywriter, post your blogs. Sign up for Substack, sign up for different platforms that showcase how good you are. You want to be able to tell people, this is what I can do and you can work with me. So be able to find a way to be visible. Find a way to be very visible, that people actually notice you. Because when you are visible, people will say, oh, I want to work with you. Remember, we are 1,000 miles away. We're in our countries. We are here, and yet we want opportunities from around the world. For me, I'm in Uganda. How do I attract employers or business owners to work with me in the United States? I'm able to do that because I post on my social media. I built an Instagram and I started posting on it for an extended period of time. And then I get into doing other things like networking. You need to show up. So if you have no background, skilling up is what I would actually recommend. And skilling up will require you time, money. So you have to be considerate of that once you are scaling up. Now, one thing is certain: if you want a remote job, you will be required to have the skills for the job that you seek. And we have spoken about whether if you have a background or you don't have any background whatsoever, you didn't go to school, how you can get these skills. You do that by skilling up or upskilling. So now that you're in the process of skilling up or upskilling, the thing I want to hint on a bit, really hone on this, is working on your portfolio. Your portfolio is proof that you can actually get the job done. It's proof that you have these skills, whether you're in a visual facing field, and by visual facing field, I mean a field like graphics design, video editing, or you're in a non-visual facing fields, things like admin, project management. It's good to have a portfolio. And this is a whole video by itself, which I'm going to make on how to create a portfolio for your work. But while you work on your portfolio, remember, if you're not doing the work scaling up, if you are just playing around with the tools and the systems, it's going to reflect on what is showcased on your portfolio. And there is competition all over the world. So many people are looking for these opportunities that you seek. How do you make your portfolio look so good that people aren't worried about where you're located in the world? That's what you should be having at the back of your mind. My portfolio has to be so good that they're not worried about where I'm located in the world. Remember, maybe I'm an African, or you're listening to me and you're in India, Iceland, wherever you're located in the world, and you want a remote job in a country that you don't actually reside in. How do you actually be so good that people are like, I don't know who this Ugandan is, but I want them to be part of my team. That's what you have to have at the back of your mind when you're creating your portfolio. It has to leave a mark. It has to leave a mark. So consider that. But that cannot happen if you're not putting in the work when you are scaling up. I'm going to make a whole video about this in regards to creating a portfolio, which you guys will see on my channel. So stay tuned in regards to that. The train is moving, so let's talk about the next step that you have to take. You have skilled up, your portfolio is looking T, as the youngins say, it's looking very good. This is something I highly consider: volunteering, internships. And I know a couple of people are gonna come for me. Joy, why are you talking about volunteering and all of that? Remember, I have no job. The truth of the matter is, maybe you don't have these opportunities yet, but it's almost hard for you to break into any field when you are starting out looking for those entry level jobs. But the fastest way, and I say this and I sing it always, the fastest way to break into any industry is to go low, then go high. And you can get into that by targeting internships, targeting volunteer opportunities. So figure out, and I've shared a number of volunteer sites here on my channel. If you're not certain, please scroll through and take a look at my videos, or just comment and I will link that video for you to take a look at. Get into volunteering, consider it. It's something I highly recommend. I always say, if I was looking for a job today, this is what I would do. I would be volunteering in my pursuit for these opportunities that I seek. Remember, I'm already skilled. I have my good portfolio. I can actually get the job done. But I also want to gain this hands-on experience. And the way for you to get hands-on experience is to work for people, work for people's companies, whether it's pro bono, whether it's for an extended period of time. And I don't advise anybody to work for free for more than 6 months. That's really a stretch. That's really, really a stretch. And within those 6 months, once you're there, be very indisposable. Be very good at your job that people ask themselves, if Joy left our team, what would I actually do? Now that you have considered volunteering work, if for those who have not, I don't know what to tell you, but if you have considered it, gain the experience that is required. Build rapport with your bosses, people who you meet there. Tell them to teach you almost everything that you need to. It's another thing for you to watch the YouTube videos, for you to be part of a course. But now for you to apply that knowledge in a job, it's a whole other thing. It's a whole other ball game. So you need to really understand how good you can be. How do people actually get to do this particular task? Get into it. Just be open to learning, like for real. You have to be very open to learning. Be the kind of person who is like, okay, I'll take that up, but this has to work in line with your time. If you have time to volunteer maybe 5 hours a week, it has to favor you. So always consider that. But volunteering is a very, very good way. And I've said this again and again. I don't know how many times I volunteered. I said, hey, I'm looking for a pro bono opportunity. All you have to do in exchange is to offer me a testimonial. And I have gotten opportunities, like real jobs out of this. Just 1 month after working at Civitas Post, I remember I pitched in this particular Facebook group, and this lady said to me, Joy, I'm looking for an intern to be part of my team. I go in there, I be part of Lorena's team. After just 1 month, she's like, Joy, I would like to work with you. What is your rate? And if you guys think that earning in USD is good, have you guys ever tested the pound? As an African, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I worked with her for over a year. The time that I spent working at Civitas Post did me so well, especially because I was venturing into remote work. I was beginning, I was understanding the tools. I was like, wow, this is actually possible. But I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if I was just shooting my shot, applying for different jobs and not considering volunteering. I highly recommend volunteering to anybody if you want to break into remote work. So think about this, sleep on this. This is not for everybody, but certain people will say, "Oh, what about all the time that I spend?" Well, I hope that works out for you. But for me, volunteering or targeting internships has always helped me to find opportunities for work. The next step that I would highly consider is to apply strategically. Remember, you're doing a bit of work here on the sides. You have these volunteer opportunities that you're doing. Let me assume that you are, or maybe you're like, Joy, I've skilled up. I'm going straight into the application phase. All right. Apply strategically. Don't just be shooting your shot because a job says remote. It says remote. Remote where? In the US? Are you in the US? You're not in the US. Why are you applying for that opportunity? Leave that opportunity alone. Look for opportunities that say they're hiring remotely around the world. We're hiring within the EME region, which is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Those are opportunities you need to consider. Get onto those opportunities. Take a look at the job descriptions. Do you actually have the skills? Apply strategically. Strategy is very important. Don't just be shooting your shot. Let's say you take a look at the job, you have been granted an interview, and then they are saying maybe you need to work for this specific amount of hours, and maybe you don't have the flexibility for it. Think about it, consider it, and say, maybe this is something I can do. Maybe I can work at night. What time zone do I want to find these opportunities? Maybe for us here in Uganda, if somebody had a remote job and they're in the UK, oh my God, it would be so perfect because the time difference is like 2 or 3 hours. Can you just imagine that? So if you want to target opportunities with time zones that are a bit close to you, you have to be strategic about it. You have to know what you want in your pursuit for these opportunities. If you're not certain, then you'll just start taking up any jobs here and there. So you have to be very strategic. Do you mind being a night owl? I am a night owl. I'm always up. If you text me like at 11 midnight, even at 1, sometimes even 3, I'm awake and I will definitely respond because I'm working. I don't mind staying up at night. So you have to apply strategically for the opportunities that you seek. Work on crafting your resume, your cover letter, your portfolio. It all has to look amazing. You have to apply strategically. The final step is to network. Networking is key. And I've shared a couple of networking sites or communities that you can actually get into here on my YouTube channel. Again, as I've said, if this is the first time you're interacting with this video, please comment below and I will link that particular video for you to take a look. But you need to get into networking. There's so many opportunities in networking groups. There are groups on LinkedIn, Facebook. Get into them. Network, be there, share your insights, comment on people's posts. You need to network like crazy. Sometimes opportunities may not come with you applying, but they will come with you actually being part of different networks. And then someone will post an opportunity and you're like, oh, I can actually do this job. And then you shoot your shot and you apply for it. Remember, if you have been building rapport, you will be at the minds of people and people will consider you for these jobs. So be in networking communities. I know it sounds like something that will take up your time, but trust me, over time, this will all pay. It will pay. It will cost you your time, but the return on the investment, the ROI, I cannot even begin to tell you. So consider these steps. If this is something you want to do, if remote work is something you actually really want to do, you have to stay consistent with all of the steps that I've shared. Consistent action is required for you to find these opportunities. You don't just apply for one job and then boom, you lay low. No. People are applying like 5, 10 times every week. You need to be hungry to win. I say that here. Hungry to win is a phrase that we use here in Uganda. So apply for these opportunities. You have to stay consistent. Remember, just stay in the same framework. If you look at a job, you don't have the skills, don't say, oh, I cannot be hired. They're not hiring me. I don't have skills. You have time. We are scrolling on the internet. We have time to actually say 1 hour of scaling up, and I'm not going to be doom scrolling. I'm going to be watching this tutorial to actually learn this particular skill. So consider that you have to stay consistent and you have to take action. If you don't take action whatsoever, you will stay stuck. We are right now, as I record this video, I think we're in September. If you want to get an opportunity for work, this is the right time for you to actually start getting into it because we have the September surge happening right now. September is always a period where people are hiring for different opportunities. Companies want to hit their end of year goals, so this is a very good time for you to consider. If you start scaling up right now, in the next September surge, you can actually be very good for the opportunities that you seek. But if you don't, you will be part of those people who will say, hey, I've spent 3, 4, 5 years looking for an opportunity and I haven't actually gotten it. But if you do a deep dive into the roles that you seek and say, how do I stand out? How do I leave a mark? It is very possible for you to get a remote job. I hope this video has helped somebody. And if you want to work remotely, it is possible. I just want to encourage you. It is very possible. Share this with your friends and family who are interested in or want to dive into remote work. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys. Bye.